Hello YouTube, this is a video I'm making. This is an old black book I found without the cover, so it's pretty old. It's from, I believe it was 2004, 2005, pretty long time ago. This is only one of the few sketchbooks that has survived and endured this long journey of mine. Anyway, let me share what it's inside this book for you guys. And this one is some old, I guess, graffiti, if you would call it, call it graffiti type lettering. It's a T-U-I-S-T, twist. I never got time to put the color in it. I was so busy at that time in school and stuff. And here we go again with the twist. That doesn't look too good in my opinion. It's some monster of some sort. I always like drawing monsters, scary things. For some reason I was always fascinated by creepy crawlies and stuff. Probably I used to want to get into designing characters for movie horror films. If not the characters themselves, probably even design the costumes. So this is some big Goliath type beast. I never got finished into the inking, but some sort of a metallic steel bug with big teeth. Some sort of a lion or a cat. And I don't know what you will call that. A snake. Again, drawing different creatures. This is an old, you got the twist again with Nahaj. That was an old buddy of mine. Haven't seen him in a long time. It looks better than the other one, the last one, the twist. Now we got finished with this guy. I used to draw my characters back then real big. I used to draw them real big to the point where it's unrealistic proportions with the small head and the huge body. Steroids to the extreme. I never finished it. Maybe I will someday. This is one of my old characters. I never really got into comic book characters. I just came up with concepts. I couldn't draw them in different positions, and I'm still working on that right now. I usually just like drawing different character ideas. And back then, at certain times, I would just copy from comic books and stuff, and change certain aspects of the character to make it my original costume or whatever. Well, this guy was called, I believe, Baron. He was supposed to be some villain of the dark spirit world, and pretty much he was able to go into people's dreams, and take over their body as they slept, and went into the spirit world and left their body unguarded or unprotected. Anyway, and that's my signature right there. That's how I sign my pictures. Jasfer. This is, I just realized this old poem. I used to write poetry. And this is an old poem. It says, I believed in love. I had no problem reaching out for it. But I've been left stranded too many times. Now I ignore it. I don't care if my heart beats only for you. I don't need you nor want you. I no longer adore you. My life was once in existence only because you were alive. You were everything I wanted in my world, all I needed in life. But you've pushed me aside, the only man that I ever care. Why cry for me now? Now that I'm no longer there. Anyway, back to the drawings. Again with the creatures, here we have a silver strike. It was supposed to be 7 feet tall, 600 pounds. I was gonna make him a silver werewolf type monster called Silver Strike. And Rilla, of course, he's a gorilla, 6 feet tall, 800 pounds. So his weight somehow is more than the guy who's a foot taller than he is. Oh wow. Again, another creepy face. Back then, people used to think I would have been good for tattoo artist or designing tattoos for people. It seems like it though. I never gave it a shot though. Here we go. Dream hosts. Pretty much it was a villain, a team of villains. As you heard a little while ago, Veron would be the leader, and this guy would be a former boxer. His name was Deathblow. So pretty much he was heavyweight heavyweight champion of the world. And towards the end of his career, people lost interest in him because he was getting older, and he still wanted to keep fighting. And he ended up using illegal ways of staying in the game and knocking out people, like adamantium or metallic gloves. Of course, it would look like a good idea back then, but steel gloves would be obvious right now. Would have been obvious he was using them anyway. So he would have been a boxer who got taken over. As you can tell, I used to like details. I love details. I used to do a lot of cross hatching, but then I stopped drawing for so long, and I'm trying to get back to where I used to be. I used to love cross hatching, mixing it with the bold inking. And again, there goes my signature. JASCFER 04, January of 04. So here's the guy Veron, dream host leader. He was a sorcerer. I made him. Didn't realize that. So he had a cape that was an invisible cape. Why would it be invisible? I don't know. It just seemed interesting. He would have an invisible cape, and eventually he used to be able to wrap himself around it, make himself invisible, and use it for transportation into other realms. With this invisible cape, I made this up before the Harry Potter flick, so I didn't steal it from them. At least I didn't try to. So I put that month, but I'm assuming 04. Here's some other creepy crawly. Not even creepy crawly, this is an idea I had of some creature who lived in the woods or actually in the jungle of some unknown areas, and they were considered, how you have asexual plants who pretty much just needed themselves to repopulate and reproduce, and this would be a male or a female in one body. And right there would be clear shell. You can see through it. It would be anybody in there, of a man or a creature, would be developing inside. When she finally gave birth, it would be a fully grown, fully developed creature. And unfinished work. I don't know what I was doing there. But back to the Hodge. This is from my old buddy of mine. Some more graffiti. Another creature. looks weird. I don't know exactly what it is. I just draw like that, and again with the cross hatching. Messed something up. And it looks like an N. T E. I really don't know what that is. So I was trying to figure out what that was. I don't know what I was going through my head right there. And I can see the N. T-E-L-I. I don't know if this is D. E. And N. Oh well. This used to be my old logo. When I should be younger, I used to have a shaved head with a slight goatee. And I should go by J Grizzly. They should write lyrics back then and meet up my own name, my stage name. Anyway, here's a gremlin. Again, another behemoth, a creature of some sort. And I guess, at first I didn't know what I was drawing. I did this. I would just draw lines every time. I just start off with random lines and make it into something. At first I was eyes and a nose here. But if you look at it from this angle, that could be the eye and a nose here. And a bunch of shards as teeth. And tentacles. Eventually thought it was a parasite. He's back to the dream host. He was a master of martial arts. He was gonna be a Japanese warrior. I just never got to the time to finish it. A concept I had back then for a website. An old song I made. I won't go into details. So here's one of the guys I drew. Hey. Some storyline I had him. He was a clone of the main character of some idea I had. And when they cloned him, they somehow managed to give him metallic. He was half metal, even though many people said it looked like ice and fire, but it was steel and fire. And he could make certain parts of his body turn into steel, kind of like in different forms of weapons, shards, and knives. And half of his body was burned up. He was Sombras, a sorcerer. Made it with the signature. Multiple 4. And I missed the signature here. Just in case anybody claims it's not mine. All my good work has my signature, or what I think is good work. There's some concept I had. That was my building I used to live in Astoria projects in New York. Random jibber jabber. More jibber jabber. J Grizzly never finished it. Some wrestler I was drawing. Never got to finish it. And I was working on a logo for some guy, Alizé. And it didn't work out too well. J Grizz. Here's some other pictures. My signature. Coming up with recreations of certain Hollywood creatures or characters. And other pictures. Supposed to be a puzzle of some sort. An item. In the storyline. We don't know who that is. With a different weapon. There you go. We don't know who that it is. The idea of him being chained up with spikes all over his body to the point eventually he became enraged and ripped those chains off his body, left holes inside his garment. A spirit being of some sort. I don't know. Different concepts of a different variations of the hockey mask. And more variation. Old buddy of mine drew this in my black book. He goes by the name of Hacksaw. He goes by the name of Hacksaw. Dave Ramnarine, I believe his name was. I like this drawing. Mustache and eyes. Okay. A Wolfman. I drew that as an 03, but somehow pictures of 04 became in front of this. I don't know how, but maybe I'm wrong. Actually, I remember now. There were the drawings that I drew and I never finished. And when I finished them, I decided to date them at a later date after I'm done inking it. That's why I would have a later date. And here's another creature of some sort. Or a man. Or a monster. Who knows? So Rosleaf is. And different teddy bear faces. Someone asked me how I could draw something so scary and draw something so cute at the same time. I guess it's called. I don't know. I don't know why I do that. Versatility, I guess. Alright, meta machine. I should draw straight up inking sometimes and not even use a pencil. It was just the regular blue pen. Eventually go down to the line. Draw here to his hand was a cannon. Got a wooden face. I like this drawing. That's why I dated it. 04. No comment here. I won't. Supposed to be the son of a known comic book character. Here's Nahaj again. Or John Doe as we called him. It's supposed to be a caricature of him. Another man with a face plate. I didn't like this idea, so I went to this one. A face plate. Alright, this guy. Everybody loved this guy. I even considered making this into a t-shirt. Going to the mouth of the abyss. So, t-shirt concept. Jason for 04. Half done. Oh wow, I still liked it. Yeah, 04. Blank page. Never finished. Yeah, 10 feet tall, 800 pounds. I don't know what this guy would be. This one, I liked it. I don't know what I would use it for, but looks pretty cool. You know, 0404 straight ink. A hand that feeds you, I guess. Issues. Don't go there. A pig man. Oink oink, pig man. Oh, flying pig from hell. Well, I had issues back then. And there we go. I don't know what this is about. Maybe I'll finish it someday. I guess back then I had something going through my head about the military. So you have a Shriek Thug. And this was supposed to be a logo of some sort. Behind them are going to be buildings. This guy's a rapping, I don't know, little puppy. I don't know. Then they have a lion.